Hi there. Uh, my name is Kish, and welcome back. For those who are joining us for the first time, you have to watch the first video or clip before you can understand the story. So today I will talk about grooming and retraumatization. In the first clip, we talked about trauma. So the assault was actually a form of trauma. So grooming is basically a process where the abuser uh, prepares or grooms the victim before the abuse. So basically, they may appear caring, loving, they may compliment you, give you attention, and things like that. So they do this to earn your confidence and trust. And once they get that, then you become sort of vulnerable to them. They usually prey on people or kids who are vulnerable. For example, who come from a broken home, or people who come from a single parent family, or people who are poor. So for me, and usually they look for something that makes you tick. So for me, that was academics. So when he was encouraging me and pushing me and complimenting me whenever I did well, that was just a process of grooming me. And he knew that my dad used to do that, so then he used that. And he knew my love for my mother, so he used that. So yeah, so that was the grooming part of it. So retraumatization is the process whereby a person, a victim of trauma, relieves or re-experiences the trauma, and it could be triggered by a number of things. For example, it could be triggered by random people or the abuser. It could also be triggered by your environment or some sort of event. For me, it was my abuser. um, he was also my music teacher, so I basically had to see him 2 to 3 times a week for the lessons, and I had to see him during assembly. We had assemblies on Mondays and Fridays, and then whenever I bumped into him, along the corridors or any other public place in school, sometimes he would, he'd come to the hostels, which I don't understand why, since we had a janitor and he's the head teacher. And then sometimes I would see him in the dining hall. And I remember during his classes, or whenever I would bump into him, I just dissociated, detached myself, so that it was like I was watching him from up here, so he wouldn't hurt me. So I did not feel what he did. In class, it was the same thing. I would stare at the ground or on my desk. Sometimes I would just put my head on the desk. On normal occasions, that would lead to some sort of punishment. But I think he knew, and he knew what was happening. So he did nothing to me. So this one time, my friends and I, or classmates, friends, I don't remember. I think they were friends also. And so we were in the hostel. There was just the three of us, and they began talking about their really sad experiences, and all of us were crying, and then I thought, wow, this is probably the opportunity to tell someone about what happened. And I did. And they they were really concerned, and they were like, why don't you tell someone? Why don't you tell the deputy? And because I felt ashamed, and I felt like it was my fault and all that, it was just so difficult to talk about it or to tell someone. And so I I don't remember what I told them, really. So the next thing I knew is I was summoned to the deputy's office, and he asked me to narrate everything. So I did narrate, and after I finished, but there I was crying throughout, and he told me never to tell anyone. And he's a person of authority, and I was 12, and so authority meant something to me. Yeah, so I didn't tell anyone, including my family. Yeah, so the second time it happened, he, the head teacher, like he usually does, comes and stands by the window to see what people are doing, and he would do this especially at night during preps. And like I said, he would call random people to his office, or maybe, I don't know, that's what I remember, or I don't remember who he actually called to his office. But anyway, so he called me and told me that my mom was on phone. When I saw him, I actually froze. I like literally froze, and I started feeling very chilly. My hands were so cold. My feet, I mean, my legs were so cold as well. It felt like someone had put them in the freezer. And when I was walking to his office, I, I felt, I don't know whether to say lightheadedness. When you look at, when you stare at the ground, and it seems so far. So that's what I was seeing. And I got to his office. It was, the secretary's office. The lights were on. His office, the lights were off. When I I got in there, there was no phone call. There was no phone call. And I froze, like the first time. I froze. Anyways, this this happened after. Okay, so let me just go back a little bit. So there was a time when he called all the girls to his office, and then he started rambling about these rumors, someone spreading negative rumors about him and all that. And I'm sure all the girls were like suspicious of each other. But then I knew he was talking about me. I knew it. I knew that the story had gotten to him, and I knew that, and I literally just wasn't there. So he was speaking, but it felt like, echo or noise from afar. Then after that, he sent all the girls back to class except me and 3 other girls. So he rambled a little bit, and then he turned to me and said, or asked, why are you spreading negative things about me? Why are you spreading these rumors about? Why are you saying that I abused you? What did I ever do to you? What I have been to you is just caring and loving because your father passed away. So I have been trying to help you go through the grief. Oh my word. Yeah. He has been trying to, he has been helping me go through the grief. Wow. That was funny. And out of nowhere, I got this courage. I think when he said that he has been helping me to go through the grief, it just I don't know. I don't know. I kind of gained some sort of confidence, and I was like, yes, you did. Yes, you did abuse me. Yes, you did it here in your office. Here in your office, and it was dark like this. And he looked at me, and I don't remember what he said, but he was just rambling. He was angry. And after a while, he sent these three girls back to class, and he forced me to stay. I didn't want to stay, but he forced me to stay. And a funny story, even when it's just the two of us, he denied. He denied that he sexually abused me. And I was crying. And he didn't he didn't feel anything for me, and he still denied. I mean, I was a child. How can he not see the pain that this child is going through? I've come to understand that he couldn't because uh, he's a psychopath or sociopath. I don't know which name to use on him. Any that would suit him. So after that, then the second abuse happened. So for me, I feel like it was kind of some sort of payback. At least I only remember two of those incidences. Again, I'm not sure whether there were others because for some time I didn't have any recollection of what happened. In the beginning, I did not remember the abuse. I did not remember anything. I just knew that something happened in primary school, but I could not put a name to it. And then as time went by, I remembered that something happened in high school. I was something like I was abused. I was sexually abused in high school, but I was not able to put a face to the person. And then eventually I remembered, and I was so angry. I was so angry. And then every time I told someone, or anytime I told someone, I felt like I was reliving the trauma. Every time, and because I didn't have a therapist then, it was not a good idea to talk about it without a therapist. Yeah. So in the next, that's it for today. In the next video, we will talk about conversion disorder. But for now, it's bye-bye. See you.